Carne asadas of the world. Anyone that says they don't love some good carne asada is just straight lying. Carne asada is grilled and sliced beef, usually skirt steak, flap steak, or flank steak, though chuck steak, known as desmilo in Spanish, can also be used. It is usually marinated then grilled or seared to impart a charred flavor. Carne asada can be served on its own or as an ingredient in other dishes. The term carne asada is used in Mexico and refers to the style of grilled meat in those countries. In South America, the term used for grilled meat is asado, and it has a different style and preparation. Bulgogi Korean BBQ beef, undoubtedly, is one of the most well-known Korean traditional foods, and it has been around for thousands of years. Naturally, the cooking method of bulgogi evolved over time, and it varies by region too. Classic carne asada. If you're looking for a fun way to get your family and friends together and enjoy the outdoors at the same time, having a carne asada is a great solution. Simply gather in the park, your own backyard, or at a loved one's home. Your carne asada fiesta can happen anywhere. Whether you're planning a small get-together or a large fiesta, loved ones, food, music, and drinks are the only essentials you need for a carne asada gathering. Steak, potato, and chorizo kebabs with red pepper mayo. The intense beefiness of skirt steak is most welcome, and this cut is surprisingly well suited to kebabs. Slices of robust Spanish chorizo crisp up on the grill and offer bursts of intense flavor as you eat the kebabs. Coating everything with smoked paprika amplifies the effect of the grilling. Lemongrass skirt steak skewers. Using flat skewers helps the meat char and cook evenly by curbing any rolling around the grill. Be sure to preheat the grill. High, even heat will help guarantee strong grill marks and caramelizes the sugars in the marinade. Pan-seared skirt steaks with carrot puree and braised cabbage. Velvety carrot puree, tender pan-seared steaks, and braised cabbage come together in a beautifully composed dish topped with a fresh, punchy cilantro gremolata from 2019 F&W Best New Chef Packs Caraballo. I love the flavor explosions and textures you get from this dish, says Mal, transforming a humble cut of meat, making it delicious, and seeing people's faces and all the great feedback make me proud of this dish. The sweetness of the carrots makes a great contrast with our gremolata, and every bite feels refreshing. Pad see-ew. For this take on the popular street food from Thailand, slices of skirt steak are marinated in soy sauce, cornstarch, and baking soda. This mixture is known as the velveting technique. It gives the meat a tender and silky texture. After marinating, the meat is stir-fried until seared and browned. Then tender noodles and Chinese broccoli are gently folded in to ensure their integrity, and a quick scramble of eggs adds more richness and color to the dish. Grilled steak and cipollini onions with Meyer lemon nori butter. F&W recipe developer Liz Mervosh marinates skirt steak for 30 minutes with Maggi, a concentrated soy sauce-like seasoning, and miso to infuse the beef with deep umami flavor, then finishes the steak with a zesty, savory homemade compound butter. The cipollini onions sweeten as they cook and make a nice accompaniment. Skirt steak saltimbocca. Justin Chappell's take on saltimbocca replaces the traditional veal with thinly pounded skirt steak for a delicious variation of the classic Italian dish. The prosciutto's crispy and salty flavor pairs nicely with the tender and juicy steak, while the sage provides an earthy and slightly peppery flavor. Balsamic and thyme-marinated skirt steaks with charred peppers. This simple grilled dinner is all about fresh summer produce, herbs, and smashed garlic quickly infused charred sweet peppers, capturing their heat straight from the grill. Skirt steak with roasted tomato chimichurri and potatoes. Chef Jose Enrique often pumps up a classic chimichurri by adding sweet roasted tomatoes. The condiment is great with steak, as well as grilled fish or poultry. Grilled skirt steak with shishitos and charred lemon. The tender beef, spicy shishito peppers, pungent blue cheese, and smoky lemon-dressed salad are incredible together. Chef Dave Barron tailor-made the dish to go with peppery Melback from Argentina, pepper-crusted skirt steak with charred leeks. Star chef Alex Garnaschelli cooks juicy skirt steak with spices until a crust forms, then spreads a mix of mustard and vinegar on the meat for a delicious tang. Mark Bittman's grilled skirt steak with chimichurri sauce. The New York Times columnist Mark Bittman uses this tangy, salsy-esque Argentinian sauce as a complement to rich skirt steak. Sourdough tortillas with charred steak and scallion salsa. 2017 F&W Best New Chef Valem Cantu of San Francisco's Californios makes a lot of tortillas, but these sourdough ones embody his goal at the restaurant of marrying the cuisines of San Francisco and Mexico. You'll need to source a sourdough starter for these, but once you have that, it's yours for life, as long as you tend to it regularly. Grilled skirt steak and peaches. Chef David Burke marinates skirt steak for 20 minutes before grilling it, alongside luscious fresh peach slices tossed in a mixture of honey, cinnamon, and ginger. He sets aside some of the steak marinade, mixes it with mustard, and serves it as a delicious, speedy steak sauce. Grilled Korean-style skirt steak. This recipe is a twist on a traditional Korean short rib dish called kalbikui. Expert griller Steven Reichelin prefers using skirt steak because it's much easier than butterflying short ribs. Serve the steak with lettuce leaves and chili paste and let diners wrap their own beef rolls. Pan-seared skirt steak with anchovies and lime. Chef Jacques Pin's mother-in-law, who was from Puerto Rico, seasoned her steaks liberally with lime juice before and after cooking, then served them with a sauce that included anchovies and garlic. This is Pin's sped-up version. Grilled skirt steak with green bean salad and citrus vinaigrette. Greg Denton and Gabrielle Quinones Denton, both 2014 F&W Best New Chefs, serve their onion marinated skirt steak with a vibrant green bean salad in a spicy citrus dressing. Grilled skirt steak with panzanella. Like many restaurant chefs, Michael White shocks fresh vegetables too. Make them super crisp by submerging them briefly in an ice water bath. For the panzanella here, don't bother shocking the fennel. Simply toss it with tomatoes, peppers, and pieces of grilled ciabatta bread just before you're ready to serve the steak. Grilled skirt steak with fruit and green tomato salsa. To garnish her grilled steak, Chef Stephanie Izzard prepares a summary salsa of sweet cherries and plum, with chopped green tomatoes for tartness and crunch. Grilled skirt steak with poblano corn sauce and salsa. In this ingenious 3-ingredient recipe, grilled fresh corn and poblano chili are used in 2 ways. Half of the mixture gets pureed into a sauce that's served under seared skirt steak, and the rest becomes a chunky salsa that's spooned on top. Chili spice skirt steak tacos. In 2006, 3 brothers Jesse, Brian, and David Venley started hawking homemade tacos from a cart on the streets of Soho in Manhattan. In 2009, the trio opened Calexico in Brooklyn. The secret to their success: super fresh fillings like the pico de gallo in these carne asada tacos. Skirt steak with pinto beans and pasilla chili vinaigrette. Instead of serving juicy skirt steak with a traditional steak sauce, Chef Hugh Atchison makes a flavorful vinaigrette with pasilla chili and adds it to pinto beans as a very tasty, hearty accompaniment to the meat. Skirt steak with paprika butter. I love skirt steak because it's just fatty enough and it cooks quickly, which is great for dinner parties, says 2009 F&W Best New Chef Vinny Dotolo. He serves the steak thinly sliced with a lightly smoky, tangy paprika butter. Skirt steak with shiso shallot butter. Chef Tyler Florence makes a Korean-inspired marinade for skirt steak with hoisin sauce, soy sauce, and brown sugar. With what he calls a king of the grill mentality, he boldly adds even more layers of flavor by topping the steak with a butter he's blended with caramelized shallots and shiso. Thai grilled skirt steak. Chef Jeff Starr combines sesame oil, soy sauce, ginger, garlic, cilantro, peanuts, scallions, sugar, lime juice, and chili oil in his overnight marinade before grilling.